work here is because most issues, medically speaking, if you go to a hospital or clinic, most of the issues you guys are going to see are related to metabolism. So it's going to be complications of diabetes, cholesterol, and blood pressure, and maybe even weight. Okay, so what do I mean by that? The most severe disorders that you're going to see are people dealing with chronic kidney failure, maybe people dealing with advanced liver cirrhosis, and potentially even heart attack or stroke. And if we're looking at all of these reasons, and this is all stuff I studied during my board exams, and for context, I've completed all the medical board exams in Canada and USA, literally all of North America. And for me, I realized one, I want to be able to live a better life, and I knew it was my potential to live a much better, high quality life than being in a brick and mortar clinic or hospital. I actually wanted to be able to impact clients all over the world, which I'm doing. I wouldn't have been able to do that in a traditional brick and mortar clinic. And I also really wanted to help people get better by focusing on the common sense, which isn't so common sense these days. Things like nutrition, exercise, mindfulness, sleep, prayer, meditation, so on. So really lifestyle preventative factors. Now, I could call myself a preventative health coach, but I like the title lifestyle health coach better. It's just a title. So with those disorders, if we're looking at blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, if someone has elevated high blood pressure and high cholesterol, this could lead to myocardial infarction, heart attack, or this can lead to stroke, right? Then we have other names for stroke, aneurysm, right? Like all these different terms. It's the same thing. Well, what's the result of it? Typically, high blood pressure and high cholesterol. When we're looking at high cholesterol, it's really two values that most doctors are going to be looking at, LDL and triglycerides, right? Um, and when we're looking at diabetes, now diabetes isn't such a bad illness, but it's the complications of it that can be bad. Diabetes can lead to blindness. Diabetes is also the biggest predictor of heart attack. It's actually not blood pressure or cholesterol, it's diabetes, type 2. And diabetes can also lead to something called DK. Sorry, I'm forgetting the exact word right now. It's been such a while I've looked at it. But the complication of diabetes over the long run, if it leads to chronic kidney failure, can be eventually coma. And what happens to people with coma is eventually, if they don't wake up, they will pass because their brain is unable to regulate their pulmonary system, their lungs, and they're unable to breathe. So these people will eventually pass away from a coma. Now, is this going to happen to everyone? No, but that's why it's called complications, and it can happen. Um, so that's the main things you're going to be seeing in a hospital. Complications of high blood pressure, complications of elevated LDL and triglycerides, and complications of type 2 diabetes. This is what this system solves effectively. And I do want to give the caveat at the same time, it's always up to the individual too. If we have customers or clients that we're serving and they're non-compliant, then they're not really going to get the results they can with this system. Is this system going to work overnight? No. There's nothing that's going to work overnight. Nothing. For chronic health conditions, nothing works overnight. And I want everyone to really think about that. Rome wasn't even built overnight. So how is the health condition that's manifested over years going to be resolved in a snapshot? It won't. And that's a lie if anyone ever tells you that. So a lot of the stuff that we deal with is to help people understand if you've been dealing with these complications of diabetes, blood pressure, cholesterol for years, it's going to take you some time to solve these issues. Now, how much time? I can't tell you because that depends on each person's output. One, are you using the products every day? And to help accelerate the product's results, are you sleeping well? Are you eating right? Are you getting exercise? Are you decreasing your stress, maybe by meditation or mindfulness, whatever that is for you? How can we help you accelerate your health results? Right? So, a big portion of why Unimate and Balance is effective for a great number of people is because it's really going to help people understand, okay, if for some reason you can't eat well, and if for some reason you can't exercise, or sleep well, this is at least going to give you momentum to get some tangible results. Some tangible results. And what the hope is, if you're getting small results, this will hopefully compound and you can start incorporating other practices which are just going to skyrocket your results. So that's a big reason of why I'm a proponent of the system. It's because there's a lot of people out there that want to get better, but they're just unable to do the things they need to be doing. And a big trap I've seen with a lot of people, especially after leaving medicine, is people get stuck in a knowledge trap. They say they need information, 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 but in reality, my question to these people is like, what are you going to do with that information? Like, what are you writing a thesis? Are you writing a PhD? Like, what are you doing with that information? So the biggest trap I've seen a lot of people get into when it comes to their health is they say they know they say they know what they need to do, but they don't do it. Just knowing something is not enough. That's not even 50% of the battle. So that's maybe 40 or 30% to be dead honest, right? Knowing is not enough. If you're not implementing what you know, that knowledge is it's useless. It's garbage. So knowledge without application is useless. And I'm a big proponent of that. I practice what I preach. This is what I talk about in my content, but also not just in my social media content. This is what I do for my day job, and also in my health coaching business. So I practice what I preach, and I always get people to understand knowledge without application is useless. For the people that need information, 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 how much information is going to finally be enough for them to take action, right? So the reason why I personally like the Unimate balance is one, we'll go into Unimate first. Just a bit about the science of it. People that take Unimate, a lot of my customers, if they take it diligently, within the first week, most people will report higher energy and reduced cravings. That's what I see for most of my customers within the first week. Um, some people, myself included, might even say they shred some weight. And a big goal of mine of using the system wasn't necessarily to shred weight, but I wanted to see what the system could do for me. And it's not a big number, but I lost about 4 pounds in my first week, over a year ago of using the system. So it told me that this system actually works and I actually feel the energy. So um, Unimate, biggest of benefits I've seen, it boosts mental energy and mood. It contains natural caffeine and theobromine, which gives you that clean focus without the crash like coffee. And I've been drinking coffee a lot longer than Unimate. I still love coffee. However, if I drink a lot of coffee, I know I'm gonna crash eventually. Okay. And I also get jittery. I get very jittery off coffee if I drink a lot of it. But that doesn't happen with Unimate. Unimate will also help people support their fast, and it's going to help you burn fat. And the mechanism of how it does this, well, the whole point of the system, Unimate and Balance, is to sensitize insulin. That means that your insulin works the way it should. So if this hand right here is a cell, this hand right here is insulin. Insulin's a master key. We could think of it as a master key. It essentially opens cells. That's its role. So the cells open up, and then glucose from your blood flows in the cell. Because glucose, it's not a bad thing. It's an energy source. That's what glucose is. That's what sugar is. However, when energy is stored because insulin doesn't work the way it should, that's when this energy is converted to fat. And that's when we develop visceral fat and subcutaneous fat. So the big thing about Unimate and Balance, they both support insulin sensitization. So the Unimate also helps with blood sugar control, right? It contains chlorogenic acids, which is the same as coffee. So this helps your body just regulate sugar better and improve the insulin sensitivity we talked about. And it's going to increase antioxidants. Antioxidants are pretty much molecules in your bloodstream which help fight against inflammation and potentially even early stage cancer cells, right? So that's the benefit of Unimate. We talked about a few benefits. Balance, we're going to go into the main benefits of that. Balance, the way I like thinking about balance is that one, you could think of it as a blood glucose shield. It's your body's glucose shield because the role of fiber People often say, oh, well, balance is a fiber. I could just take psyllium husk. And the truth is, balance contains some psyllium husk and many other soluble fibers in it. It's a fiber blend. It's a fiber blend that's designed to help you control that glucose spike after meals. And that's a normal physiologic response. Anytime we eat any type of food, no matter what food it is, it doesn't matter if it's steak, eggs, avocado, dairy, whatever, we're spiking up glucose in our body because all that food gets converted to glucose at the smallest molecule. However, if you were to eat, let's say, pasta, bread, roti, rice, pizza, hamburgers, like something like that's very carbohydrate dense, then obviously you're going to spike up glucose even more. And you could think of glucose and insulin to be brothers and sisters, right? Like whenever glucose rises, insulin follows. The role of insulin is to bring blood glucose down. That's the role of insulin. It's normal. So the problem is though, if people are constantly eating carbohydrate meals, they're going to be in a state of hyperglycemia. And because of that, they're going to be in a state of hyperinsulinemia. It's hyperinsulinemia, which is the other name of it is insulin resistance. That's what causes type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, the LDL and the triglycerides, okay? And this can lead to insulin resistance of the ovaries in women, PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Eventually, in some older individuals, maybe even younger individuals, we're seeing this now, type 3 diabetes, which is insulin resistance of the brain. Type 3 diabetes is just known as Alzheimer's disease. So we have so many of disorders that are actually caused by high blood sugar spikes and high insulin spikes. So the role of the fiber before your meal, the balance, is to reduce your cravings, keeping you full, right? Because it slows carbohydrate digestion, so you stay full for longer. It's going to help you have better bowel movements because you're putting fiber into your body. Fiber is good for your gut bacteria. It's really good for your gut bacteria, and your gut health is what fuels your health for the rest of your body. Okay. And it's going to help you support digestion. So have better bowel movement. So that's in short the benefit of Unimate and balance. Unimate, it boosts your it boosts your mood, focus, and fat burning. Balance helps flatten sugar spikes and cravings after your heavy meals. So the Unimate is great. I would recommend most people when you wake up in the morning, maybe at lunch with a light meal. The balance before dinner, which is typically the heaviest meal for most people, so that once you have that heavy meal before dinner, you can stay fasted a few hours before bed, sleep well during the night so that you can still keep your blood sugar and insulin at normal ranges. And when you wake up the next morning, you're not going to be in a very hungry state. You're still going to be relatively full. And that's when you do the rinse and repeat. You have the Unimate, so that sustains your fast. So that's the biggest thing I want to share about the system. That it's both products. People often say, "Can we use Unimate and balance? Sorry, or balance?" And I would say, what's the reason you can't do both? If it's the taste, get acquired to it. Most things are acquired taste that people enjoy. Alcohol, coffee, tea, right? Those are all acquired tastes. At least those are the ones that come to mind. All of these are acquired tastes. For me, growing up, vegetables and fruits were an acquired taste. Now I just eat them. So I would recommend to people, these are just food supplements. Yes, they're supplementation. That doesn't mean don't have a healthy nutrition, don't follow exercise, don't get enough sleep. Do all those things. Include this in your regimen. Now, who's Unimate and Balance not for? It's not for people that don't want to get off pharmaceutical medication. If they're an individual that swear by medications and no blame, no shame, no guilt to any of you, maybe the system isn't for you. If you're a person who is sick and tired of being sick and tired and don't want to be on pharmaceutical medication, then this might be the thing you need. So this isn't for people that don't want to get off medications. If you love your medications as is, go get your surgeries, go take your medications. That's your life. Do what you got to do. That's my advice to them. This isn't for you. If this is for people that are sick and tired of being on drug after drug after drug, just controlling symptoms, they're not getting better, they're not seeing changes in their blood work, try this. Try this because you're frankly out of options. All right? There's nothing else you can do. The other thing you can do is hold yourself accountable, and Nikki's going to go into this. Fitness, exercise, sleep, nutrition, everything is solvable by common sense. We've known this for thousands of years, literally. If we look at the older humans in civilization, none of them had metabolic disease. Metabolic disease was only introduced after processed foods were introduced. And this has only been in like the past 100 years. And processed foods were introduced because of war. You need to make food at an accelerated rate to get it to soldiers. But we're not soldiers now. We're normal people living normal lives. So, this is for people that want to get off medications, that understand you're out of options, and you're unable to hold yourself accountable with exercise, nutrition, and sleep. If you're that type of person, the system's for you. Even if you're a person who's able to exercise, eat well, sleep well, you might want to consider this because this is an accelerant. It's going to help you accelerate your results to get healthier. So that's my whole takeaway with the Udamate imbalance. And now Nikki's going to take over with the fitness portion of it and how this can really help people with their fitness journeys and also overall health as well. Oh, you're muted. No worries.
There we go. It's right. I was being all flashy because I put this background on because it's chaos behind me, and then I couldn't find my unmute button. But welcome along, Dr. Manu. Thank you so much. Just so much education as always. We are going to be here every Wednesday night delivering fantastic education like that from a medical perspective, and then I am going to go over how, as personal trainers, fitness instructors, wellness coaches, you can start applying this with your clients. And I'm going to talk a little bit about why you should. So for those of you that I don't know, my name is Nicky Coyne. My background actually many years ago was in nursing as a palliative care nurse. And then for the last 35 years, I've been in the fitness industry in various different roles, being personal trainer, fitness instructor, club manager, you name it, I've probably done it. And right now is for the last 15 years, I'm aligned with the Canadian Fitness Professionals. And as Paul said, I teach people to be personal trainers, fitness instructors, and then on top of that, I teach nutrition to them as well. So I was introduced to the Feel Great system a bit kicking and screaming, really, because you hear a lot of, just like Dr. Manu said, there's lots of stuff out there. And everybody's trying to push this quick fix. And, we've got the whole Ozempic things coming along and, well, coming and going right now. And people are looking for the quick fix. So when I was introduced, I sort of came along, as I said, a bit resistant. Um, I was then left to go and look at the science myself, which I did. And then I came back and went, okay, I like that. I like the fact that it's Health Canada approved. I love the fact that it appears in the PDR.net, which is the physician's desk reference. So that's where you would go and find, your pharmaceuticals. The Feel Great system is in there as a nutraceutical. So that is a product that has been proved with various different triple blind studies and peer reviewed studies that it creates results. And these results have been measured. So that intrigued me. So my first thing was to say, okay, let me try this. So I went on it, and to Dr. Manu's point, within 14 days, I dropped probably about the same, about 5 or 6 pounds. All my belly bloating had gone. I wasn't craving food in the mornings. I was able to prolong my fast. And having been in an industry where you're always looking for the next thing, we've all, in my industry, we've done paleo, we've done keto, we've done low carb, we've done high protein, we've done cabbage soup diets, we've done grapefruit diets. Everything works for a small amount of time until you run out of willpower. And there's a brilliant Harvard study that shows that we do run out of willpower. So based on what's happened to you in the morning, how stressed you are, you're late to work, and that can mean that you've run out of willpower. By the time you get to your desk, or those of you working at home, you're like, oh my goodness, I've just got to eat something. What Unimate does is enable you to have a bit of a buffer to process, because your body's own GLP-1 is now up and buzzing around because there's no food noise. Got a lovely hormone called leptin that's holding hands with GLP-1, communicating with fat cells, saying, "Whoa, hold on, we're good as well. We're not hungry." And before you know it, you've added an extra 2 hours, maybe 3 hours to your morning where you've been working in that fasted state. So that's a little bit about my background, my results. Needless to say, within that 90 days, at the end of 90 days, I was down 29 pounds. I no longer have fatty liver, which I'd been diagnosed with 20 years ago and told, "Oh, it's all right." Most people your age have got some form of fatty liver, and that's not true, by the way. Um, a lot of people do, but for all the wrong reasons. So that had gone, my blood pressure had normalized. Plus, I just felt absolutely fantastic. So I decided to then share it with a couple of people at the gym. Before you knew it, I had a customer base. So the reason I share that is that that's what I want wellness professionals, fitness professionals, PTs, fitness instructors, whatever you may be, to think about this, because the struggle that you already know is real. As trainers, most clients don't struggle with their workouts. They probably love their workouts with you. They struggle with what happens outside of the gym that you don't have control over. So, whether it's stress, cravings, poor recovery, inconsistent nutrition, that's where those results stall. And the Feel Great system feels that missing piece. It's more than fat loss. It's, as Dr. Manu has already said, it's about metabolic health. One of the things that we hear a lot in the fitness industry at the moment is metabolic syndrome. Now, a lot of people talk about it. I actually wrote an article for the CamFit Pro magazine 2 months ago, because a lot of trainers talk about it, but do they know what it is, and do they know how to help their client with it? So most programs focus only on calories and weight loss. The Feel Great system works so much deeper. It works on metabolic health. When metabolism improves, fat loss becomes easier, but so does energy, mood, recovery, and long-term health. So, what are you as trainers doing outside of the hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a week that you spend in the gym with your client to help them be successful? Maybe you're helping them with nutrition. But hold on a minute. As a personal trainer or fitness instructor, you have a limited amount of information that you can give, because that is left up to nutritionists and dietitians, and rightly so. So you can work within your scope of practice to talk about what's out there on Canada's food guide, etc. But that's telling people to eat 3 meals a day and 2 to 3 snacks a day. Well, Dr. Manu did a brilliant job of explaining how insulin goes up and down and up and down based on what's happening with your digestive system and how much glucose you have. So if somebody's having 3 meals a day and 2 to 3 snacks, what do you think their insulin is doing all day? It's staying up here. And when insulin is present, you are in storage, because as Dr. Manu talked about, insulin arrives at the cell, it opens the channel so that glucose can come in. And then insulin is meant to pass out of the body. But hold on, you've just eaten again. Or maybe you've drunk a smoothie. Or maybe you've had some sort of latte from Starbucks. And whoop, off goes insulin again. So it's not until those insulin levels drop that your body is able to quieten from the food noise and be what we call metabolically flexible, swap over from the glycolytic system into the oxidative, which means you're using stored energy as fuel. So most people, for most of your clients, personal trainers, that isn't happening until they're fast asleep. And then maybe it's lasting 4 or 5 hours. And then they get up and they probably have something like a protein smoothie. And before you know it, that insulin is through the roof again. And that's where it stays for the day. So what the Feel Great system does is enable you to educate your client with strong strongly backed science that's Health Canada approved, as I said, appears in the PDR.net, and wait for it, comes with a 90-day money back guarantee. So, how do you think your clients are going to feel? Because I can bet you something, they are spending money on products somewhere and taking them on a wing and a prayer that they're doing what it says on the label on the back. Or maybe the young guy in Popeye supplements told them. No 90-day back money back guarantee, and certainly no clinical trials behind it. So for $6 a day, you can work with your client, you can have an accountability program, and you can be confident that, as Dr. Manu said, if they stick to it and if they're in that stage of change where they're committed to working out with you, why wouldn't they spend $6 a day? So we've all seen clients fail with complicated diets, as I've said, supplements and things like that. This system is simple, sustainable, and easy for clients to follow, which means better compliance and better results for you. Because now you're going to be looked as the trainer to go to, because not only do you work with them in the gym, but you're creating results outside of the gym as well. So when clients have balanced energy, they've got reduced inflammation. We haven't even really talked about reducing inflammation. We must do that one week. Better energy recovery, their workouts become more effective. Trainers don't have to push harder. The system amplifies the work already being done in the gym. Now, as I said, there is a huge opportunity for trainers. The Feel Great system isn't just about helping clients, it's also a way, I'm saying trainers because that's who I talk to, but it may be gym owners, you may be a nutritionist, a dietitian, you may run your own clinic. So if you do, I want you to think of this. It's also a way for you to expand your value and income. You get to offer a solution that supports health beyond the workout or beyond the consultation, and then you're rewarded for it. So I think that's really where I wanted to end it. That sort of like talks to not only a personal trainer who's looking to add more value, as I said, because you will become the trainer or the gym to go to because you're offering this little bit extra. But I think it's also a huge service to clients who, as we know, right now, social shopping is through the roof. So your clients, talking to personal trainers and nutritionists here, your clients are getting supplements from somewhere. I always close my eyes when people say I got my supplements from Costco. Not there's anything bad by Costco, but just no, no. So you want to ensure that when your clients are taking something, one, that you know about it, and two, that it's got rock solid science behind it. So as I said, that's why I align with the Feel Great system. That's why I talk so passionately about it, not only here on a Wednesday night, but every day. And anybody who stands still for long enough, I will talk about it because it is life-saving. And I think I'll leave you with this takeaway. It's not a coincidence that people like Dr. Manu, Paul, who just has received his what is it, Muay Thai Lifetime Achievement Award, which is my husband is hugely, I'm trying to think of the right word. He was like, yes, Paul deserves it. And myself, as an ex-nurse and now in the fitness industry, it's not a coincidence that people like us are promoting this because um, we have personalities where we want to be of service to people. This gives us the power to save lives. We've done it in, hospitals and ORs. Now we're doing it before people get sick. And I hope that's the passion that you feel when you hear Dr. Manu and I talk. So what I'm going to say before I hand it back to Paul, who I know is going to end the call, we're going to do some Q&As as well. is you need to get back to the person who invited you onto this call and have a conversation with them, even if it's to ask more questions or hopefully to say, yes, get me started. Get back to the person who invited you onto this call and do it tonight. All right, Paul, over to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Dr. Manu. You guys are awesome. And like Nikki said, I just want to reiterate, Nikki was a tough one. 30 plus years. Oh my God. Like she's got an extensive background. So she really pressure tested it. Manu, of course, really difficult. Being from the medicine side, like, but he's a believer because he believes in the lifestyle and all the habits we create. So listen, I'm going to be respectful for the time. I'm just going to bring on a story here, just one. I want to bring on one story every time, and this is going to be from a mother of three kids, a housewife. She works, she does everything, and she's, she was stuck, and she used the system. Her name is Manoja, and she's from here in Toronto, in the Durham area. And I'm just going to ask her to come on and to share her story, just 2-3 minutes to kind of give a little background on her whole transformation with this. Okay. Manoja, can you please unmute and come on? Let's see if Manoja is listening. Let's see. Oh, okay. Manoja, if you can come on, I'm asking you I had this arranged. Manoja, can you come on? I'm just, okay. So we're just waiting for her to come on. Again, she's taking care of three small kids. She's, I think she's running around, but here she comes. Okay.
Hey
Awesome.
guys,
Thank you,
sorry.
Manoja.
I'm in the middle of work and I'm actually away and my kids are here. So I'm gonna find a spot that's gonna be where there's no noise. So yeah, I'm here. You could ask me. Yeah, I just went to the room. All right. Okay, go ahead, Paul. I'm here. Sorry, I missed the first part. Did you want me to go ahead with the protocol and what has done for me?
Yeah, just like Nikki and Manu have already done a great job at that. We just want to hear your story, like your story, your transformation, just a few minutes for everyone to hear.
Okay. Hi guys. So I've been on this protocol for almost 1.5 years. I love this product. My husband was pre-diabetic. He had IBS. He had a dad, but he had a stubborn belly fat for a few months. And he had eczema, circulation issues. So he started this protocol he started using for 2 weeks. And right away I started seeing changes in him. And I jumped on, right? I'm like, what is this product he's on? He had way better energy. His mood was better. He was not snapping as often as he was before. So I was like, what are you doing? Share it with me. So I started using this protocol for the first 3 days. I saw a huge difference in my health, my mind, my energy, my migraine was gone. And over time of using this product, I started losing my stubborn belly fat because I had 3 kids. Postpartum weight is really difficult to get rid of. And which is what this protocol does. It got rid of my stubborn belly fat and the fat around, my arms are gone. So I was getting leaner and leaner, and my cravings got a lot better. Before I would just snack all the time with stress, anxiety, and looking after kids. I would constantly be snacking. But with this protocol, what I noticed is I'm able to do intermittent fasting. Now I'm able to do 20 hours, but it's only 16 hours what this program requires. But I don't feel hungry at all. I force myself to eat now, right? Which is amazing. And I'm at the age of 40 with 3 kids. People look at me and they're like, oh my God, how do you do it, right? It's because I do intermittent fasting. I'm able to control my mind. I'm able to control my thoughts. And I got my pre-kid energy back. That's the best part that came out of this. And I suffered from severe migraine from I was a child, right? And I would always get migraine where I would vomit, nausea. I was having PCOS, endometriosis, stomach pain, and things like that. By doing this protocol, it all vanished. It was all gone, right? And I'm able to continue this protocol for almost just under 2 years. And then I'm on vacation now, but I'm still able to maintain and do this anywhere I go, right? It doesn't stop me from doing this protocol. I just take the package anywhere I go. All you need is a water bottle and you can do it anywhere on the go. So that's basically how it is. And through this protocol, my sister has lost over 25 pounds. I have a lot of friends that have used this protocol. They lost a lot of weight. And not only did they lose weight, they were able to reverse manage their diabetic, their cholesterol pill, their hypertension, blood pressure. They were able to come off some of those medications that are associated with insulin resistance, right? So this is an amazing thing. It's going to be a life-changing for you guys. I would definitely recommend looking into this. So, and it's PDR, it's on the PDR and Health Canada approved, right? So, and there's 51 clinical studies done. So guys, being in the clinical study background, this is like something that I stand by. Everything here, you can look it up and it's amazing.
Thank you, Manoja. Thank you. And last question. How
Yeah.
much weight did you lose on the system? I mean, you didn't expect the weight, but I mean, how much did you end up losing?
So I started with 179 was my heaviest, and now I'm at 128. My goal is 120, because I think based on my height, weight, I should be at 120. And with this protocol, it's so easy to lose weight. I'm not hitting the gym as often as I used to in the beginning, but that's okay. With fasting, I am losing a lot of weight. My cravings are gone, so I know I could do it.
That's amazing. PCOS is gone too, right?
Yeah, it's gone. My stomach pain is gone. I don't have those migraines are gone. Early morning feeling low fatigue, they're all gone now, right? So
That's
it's
awesome.
amazing. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you again. Okay.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. I know you got to get back to the kids, so
Yes,
thank you
I'm
so much,
still
Manoja.
listening, but I gotta mute myself because my kids are here. It's yeah.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you, everyone. And yeah, guys, so for anyone, if anyone has any questions, I'll keep it open for a couple minutes and then we're going to end the call. We went over by about 10 minutes. But again, anybody has any questions, just feel free to unmute yourself. Going once, going twice.
I just want to make a point. I think it's really good to bring on a testimonial. Like we should do that every week.
For sure. I mean, next time I'll have them prepared.
No, that's okay. No, like it's
I asked
fine.
last minute. Yeah.
No, that's good. We have something prepared like that. That's good.
Yeah, because we got so many, but we rarely share them. So yeah, this is great. Thanks again, Dr. Manu. I don't think no one has any other questions. Thank you, Nikki. Amazing. Those amazing clinic you guys put on. So thank you guys again. And this is gonna be on Facebook. So if you guys want to share it, just go ahead and take a look. It's on YouTube as well. And thank you again, everybody. You guys have a great day.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.